Hello, my name is Craig Bell. I am English teacher at Cocoa Beach Junior Senior High School, and I wanted to put this out for students and parents just so you have an idea of who I am, what I expect, what I do, and how to communicate with me if you feel the need to do so, which you may not. Again, my name is Craig Bell. I've been teaching at Cocoa Beach mostly for about 15 years. I had a little year and a half I took off, but other than that, I've been teaching at Cocoa Beach since '05. You may hear my dogs romping in the back. I'm doing this at home, so we're gonna have to deal with it. Um, we're in a new world. We have a new paradigm that we're working through right now with the blended learning at home, in class. I get exactly why students or parents wish for their students or students wish to be at home for the distance learning or the e-learning. I also get why students and parents might want their students or the students want to be at school. I am a believer that in face-to-face is probably better instruction, but I get that we have complicated situations. So I'm going to do my best to make those blend as seamlessly as we possibly can. I run a discussion-based classroom. I'm going to give students something to read, something to think about. We're going to discuss it in class. The more they engage, the more your student or you engage with the class itself during the class time, the more you're going to get out of it and the more you're going to understand. Um, a couple of things with that. I have noticed a couple of moments in the past week where students are logged in, but they aren't there. There's a chat situation, there's a chat space on the Zoom, and students, all they have to do is in the chat space, hey, I'm going to the restroom, get something to drink, I'll be right back, and then they come back and then and not just log in, but just let me know that they're back. Therefore, I know to expect them to be there. It is possible, and since we don't have to have the video going, I don't know if a student is there or not. So the only way I do know is if I'm able to communicate with them. So when I ask them a question in a, excuse me, a valid amount of time, if they can get back with me, we're good. If not, they're absent. So I will try again, but please make sure that you as the student and your students as your parents, that they are logged in during the class time so that they can get full credit for the course. Communication with me. Absolutely, the easiest way to communicate with me is via email. Bell, B-E-L-L dot Craig, C-R-A-I-G, at brevardschools.org. And I will be happy to communicate with you via email. I'll be happy to talk to you over the phone, but it's best even just if you want to talk to me on the phone, send me an email of when it's best to do that. I have second period planning, but I'm planning during that time and I can make phone calls during that time, but unexpected phone calls to me kind of throw off the whole jam. So if you could please just do me the favor of doing that. If I haven't gotten back to you within 24 hours, let's define 24 hours. If you communicate with me on the weekend, I will get to you Monday. You get with me Monday, I should get to you by Tuesday, and so on and so forth. Typically, it's sooner than that, but within 24 hours, I should get back with you. If I've not gotten back to you in 2 days, email me again. I get so many emails, and every time students submit work onto Google Classroom, that's another email that comes to me. So it could get lost in the shuffle. It's not, I'm not avoiding anybody. Um, I like to think that I got nothing to avoid. So you see, what you see is what you get. Therefore, if I haven't got back with you in 24 hours or 48 hours, do not hesitate to email me back and let me know. And I'll be happy to communicate with you about anything. But let's talk about communication if we can. It is my belief, having taught for 20 years, over 20 years now, in juniors and sophomores mostly, but juniors for the past decade, not exclusively, but mostly, your students have, or you students, you have 4 more semesters of high school, and then you're gone. You're out in the world. It is my belief that this is the time where we need to practice. And what I mean by practice is if you need to communicate with me, I got no problem with that. But I would suggest that you let the student and the students, you take the initiative to communicate to me initially and try to rectify any issues or situations that you may have, whether it be about assignments, grading, communication, logistical issues with the class. Students, you need to take the initiative to communicate to me during this time. It's not just but a year and a half, 2 years, 4 semesters of school that you will be exclusively dealing with your professors and adults out into the world. This is an opportunity for you to practice that and make sure that you are good at that. And therefore, when you get to that space, it's super um, easy for you. Okay. Um, Acceptable communication. I just want to, it's no need to really, I don't really deal with this very often, but respect me, I respect you. Parents, students, myself, each other. This is a dynamic space we're in. We need to be patient, we need to be understanding, and we need to be respectful. So as long as we got all those things going, I can promise you, my granddad said never trust anybody who tells you to, but I can tell you this, I will never, ever intentionally, consciously do anything to be bad for a student. So if you feel that something is happening where it is unfair or bad for your student, it's unintentional. Please communicate to me and I will try to rectify or explain why I'm doing what I'm doing. And then if you don't get satisfaction there, please, by all means, do whatever you feel you need to do to rectify that situation. Um, One of the things that I do, that I look to do in my class, and I hope that most teachers, if not all teachers, are doing this. And it's a college level class for the AP IB students, for the honors kids. I'm assuming you're wanting to go to a college or a state college or university, and non-honors students who are regular English, my assumption is you wish to communicate to people outside of high school as well. Therefore, one of my goals is to challenge your paradigms, to have you question things, not to indoctrinate or change anybody's mind, but I want to have you think. We're going to ask big questions about things that are going on in the world. If you're an IB student or AP student, it's required of me to do this. Um, you will be getting, most of you who are taking my AP class, IB class, are going to get college credit. My pass rate is pretty good with that, typically in the mid to upper 80s um, percentage wise, which is pretty good. Uh, Therefore, we will treat this as that class, particular class, as a college level class. The other classes, I think, my honors and my regular classes, even then, we have to challenge ourselves and question things and understand the world around us. And with that being said, one of my goals during this time is to teach transferable skills into to the students so that this is not just I need to know these things to analyze literature, because the majority of you are not going to be English majors or linguistics majors or anything like that. You're going to be engineers, you're going to be crane workers, you're going to be physicians, you're going to be attorneys, you're going to be business owners, you might be teachers, medical professionals. I don't know, but you need to be able to think creatively. And the data, the research is clear that the people who are hiring and wanting to have people work in their spaces and go to the universities want creative, critical thinkers. We can't do that by just accepting everything that everybody tells us. Don't accept what I tell you. Look it up, check it out. I'm fine with that. But I want to question and push the envelope from time to time. That being said, um, it's possible that at times you don't agree with what I say because I've said something that is absurd or ridiculous. I'm fine. I do that all the time. Question it, look it up, challenge me. I got no problem with that. As long as we're treating each other with respect, that's fine. But don't assume what a person knows, you, myself, or anyone else, is the end all be all. There's so much gray in the world. Black and white is not, seeing things in black and white is not something that I think we need to address, especially, or we need to accept, especially in this very, very gray world right now. Anyway, I want to let you know who I am. Parents, you can hear me, you can see me. I'm not sure what we're going to do for parent night or anything like that yet. So I wanted you to have a feeling of comfort and understanding for your students. And students, I wanted you to understand kind of where I'm coming from. And again, understand how to communicate with me, what my expectations are. The syllabus and everything should be online. I'm going to try to communicate via online effectively throughout the weeks. And if you don't feel that I'm doing that, please communicate to me, because I'm getting, my side. I have, I make mistakes. Let me know the mistakes I'm making. And if something's not working for you, I'll be happy to try to address that. All right. Thank you very much. It's great to meet you, students I've met over the past week. And parents, do not hesitate to communicate with me if you feel you need to. All right. Have a great night. Bye bye.